CNN anchor Jake Tapper was visibly stunned when James Comer brought up a new argument in the Hunter Biden crime conspiracy theory. Jake Tapper said to James Comer, and in general, it has been brought to these Republicans who are saying, oh, they're protecting Hunter Biden. You can counter the claim that Hunter Biden is being protected in all of his alleged criminality by saying, well, he's clearly not being protected because he's been indicted. And then more charges have been added. The new claim from James Comer, who's investigating Hunter Biden and others, is he was indicted to protect him. Wait a second. How does that work? And the argument is there are way more serious things for which Hunter Biden should be indicted. In order to protect him from the more serious indictments, Hunter Biden has been indicted by the DOJ for less serious crimes. Jake Tapper visibly stunned. Listen to this.
Pay a penny of taxes on it. So what he got charged with that indictment last night, that had nothing to do with all of these so-called loans that the Bidens have taken. We've identified, it appears, with the president's son and brother, over $14 million in loans, where it doesn't look like they've ever made any payments on principal or interest. And at what point do those loans, if you're not going to pay them back, become income? So we think that this is just the tip of the iceberg. We think there are many more crimes. And my concern is that Weiss may have indicted Hunter Biden to protect him.
There you go.
To be deposed.
Yes.
In the House Oversight Committee on Wednesday.
He indicted him to protect him. Yes. The classic rubric. He indicted him to protect him. I got it.
Well, look, this whole thing's been about a cover-up. You know, you've got two.
That's why he indicted him to protect him, to cover it up.
There's no better way to cover up a crime than drawing attention to the person by indicting them. Very, very brilliant analysis.
Well, look, you indict him on the least little thing, the gun charge, and not paying taxes.
He's facing like 17 additional years in prison.
Yeah, but look
These
what
are
he's
felonies.
done. Anybody else in America would already be in prison.
Like Trump.
You say he owes $2 million. He may owe $7 or $8 million. If these loans are fraudulent loans, I mean, a loan means you are going to pay it back. So look, but at the end of the day, this money's coming from bad people around the world.
Yeah.
Why are they paying Hunter Biden? We believe that it's because they wanted direct access to Joe Biden. And I don't think any American, whether they're Democrat or Republican, would want to have a president that's compromised to our biggest enemy in the world, China.
So, again, I asked for one piece of evidence or testimony that directly and credibly connected President Biden to proven misconduct.
I will. I said it. The termination of Shokin
really soon
in Ukraine,
that isn't it.
Yeah. Remember, the termination of Shokin at this point, we've heard even from within Ukraine. Yeah, this guy was corrupt. We wanted him out. I mean, there is no evidence for any of what James Comer is saying. There wasn't evidence for what he was saying 6 months ago. There wasn't evidence for what he was saying 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago. There's no evidence for this at all. He is not the only person pushing this new conspiracy theory, though, I will tell you. Here is Byron Donalds being interviewed by Fox News propagandist and Trump brown-noser Maria Bartiromo. And he also says, you know, the very serious felony charges they got Hunter with, it's part of the cover-up to protect everybody. This conspiracy theory, baseless, is going mainstream.
I'm just wondering if the timing of this indictment on Hunter Biden is a partly cover-up, because the DOJ had this information. They've been sitting on this for a long time, but they decided to indict Hunter Biden the weekend before he was supposed to go under oath in a closed-door testimony.
Look, I totally agree. The timing is suspect. And let's take a step back. His attorney, Abby Lowell, says that, the only reason why he got indicted is because his last name is Biden. No, Abby, the only reason that it took so long for him to be indicted is because his last name is Biden and because House Republicans uncovered this web of corruption surrounding Joe Biden.
This web of corruption for which they still haven't been able to find any evidence. So Byron Donalds jumps on this idea that the timing is very suspicious. I think they're indicting him to protect him. And then lastly, and maybe most hilariously, Byron Donalds argues that Joe Biden might have done something impeachable by not getting in the way of Hunter Biden's alleged crimes, which I'm not aware of the Good Samaritan law that exists that would make this logical legally, but here he is making that argument.
Where do you see this going, Congressman?
Yeah.
Well, what I see happening is that over the next month or two, we're going to finish our investigation. I do believe at that point it's going to be crystal clear that there are articles of impeachment that should be drafted for Joe Biden because, number one, he accepted bribes through his family from foreign nations, especially China and others.
No evidence of that so far.
Number two, he knew that his brother and his son were violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act.
No evidence of that either.
I believe he's a co-conspirator in that because if you knowingly understand that your family's getting money from overseas and you don't tell them to register as foreign agents or foreign lobbyists or whatever, however you want to define it, that's a violation of federal law. So I believe that is a situation right there for the American people to see.
There you go. And they are now making this argument about FARA, about foreign agent reporting. There's just no evidence. There's no evidence of any of these things. It's not clear it matters to them. It's not clear that the people who watch and consume this stuff understand or even care. But based on what Eric Swalwell told us last week, it seems that it doesn't matter whether they find evidence. And it does seem as though they are determined to push forward with this Biden impeachment. What we all have to hope for is that enough of the American people, meaning Democrats, sensible independents, the occasional reasonable Republican, see through the brazenly political nature of it and don't fall for it. That's what we have to hope for. We'll see if it happens. Many of us have holiday parties, New Year's parties coming up. You may enjoy an adult beverage. And let's face it, after a night with drinks, you don't necessarily bounce back the way maybe you used to. So you've got to make a choice. You could have a great night or a great next day until ZBiotics came along. Our sponsor, ZBiotics, makes the world's first genetically engineered probiotics created by PhD microbiologists. ZBiotics is a probiotic drink, breaks down the byproduct of alcohol, which is responsible for some of those feelings the day after. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. This byproduct, not dehydration, is to blame for how you feel the next day. ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic produces an enzyme to break that byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in the gut where you need it most. You drink a tiny bottle of ZBiotics before having any alcohol. You then drink responsibly, get a good night's sleep, and you will feel great the next day. ZBiotics works for so many people. Read the reviews online. Go to zbiotics.com/Pacman and you'll get 15% off your first order when you use code Pacman at checkout. The link is down below.